Say hello, Stevie. Alright, this is going to be the first real bath with life and everything else being busy. Hadn't got to really do a whole lot with them. Haven't brushed her off or anything since late December, early January, of course, winter time. She's a chocolate roan Rocky Mountain gal, and you can see how she's about 47 different colors all the time. That's her winter coat here and everything. Tail's all goofed up. We got us a big old knot right here in her tail. Going to work on that a little bit. Her mane is all yucky and nasty. Believe it or not, that's a lot blonde and stuff. They're just dirty. Her tail's usually blonde, but we're going to try to give her a little go with it. And right here's what I'm going to use. So I'm going to apply this stuff on here. I guess everybody does it their own way. I just take it and when I very start and run a bead of it right down her back there. Then I go back here on her tail. I need one of them tripod things, don't I? Then I go back up here on her tail and I just run it in her tail everywhere I could possibly put it at. Let me grab this big puppy up here. Look at that tail. Get that tail on that girl. That's a real compliment when you tell a girl she got a nice tail, even if it is a horse. So I put all this up here on her. And that's what I do on that. Put this mess back up. Smells like bacon. And I rub that all in the stump of her tail there. And rub all that in that. And it'll spread. It'll spread out in there. And I come to find out after this, of course I've learned about everything the hard way, is I used to brush and brush and brush and brush on them. And come to find out, that brushing is not necessarily good for them. Now they do need brushed out occasionally, but most of the time, these people that's got these things that drag the ground, I understand from the lady that come and done a certification on Stevie that her little bit of a lack of a mane for a Rocky Mountain horse come from her great-grandfather. I forget what his name was, but this lady claimed that when we let her have a baby, which is not going to be too long from now, well, it'll be next year, but I plan on taking her and introducing her to a boyfriend that I'm going to very cautiously pick. We're going to try to pick things that Stevie's weak at. Going to try to be a responsible breeder when we do breed him. Not just going to go up here and pick me. Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, because that pretty doesn't necessarily always mean good. So we're going to pick a few things that will help Stevie, or her baby, hopefully. We're going to get one of them that's got a massive mane on it. Now, she got plenty of tail. Look at that tail. Look at that tail. She got it plumb touching the ground and hadn't even touched it. But, if you will notice, Stevie is a little bit, not bad. She's a little bit, whatever you call that, where her legs are just a little bit in, just a little lightly pigeoned at the back, I guess. But now she's a stepping son of a gun, though. So we're going to try to find something that's a little more square to put her with. Like I said, and find something that's got a little better gene in her mane. I know you read all this stuff all the time that you can feed them this and that, and I'm sure that'll help a little bit. But it's an awful lot genetic. It's an awful lot genetic. Awful lot genetic. And just to throw that in there, anybody that knows a little story about the whirl, you see where Stevie's is at? It's plumb at the top of her head. So yes, even though she's a Rocky Mountain horse, she's a little firecracker. But that's all right. I like them like that. So, hadn't got anything much that I can hang on to this thing. And, oh, now on her body, I'm going to use this right here. And I've already got some mixed up here in this right here that I mix a little bit of water with it. And I just take and spray that on there just for kicks and giggles. That just helps it a little bit. It's some killer stuff, by the way. Look how pretty that is, though, where she's already shed out. She's the wildest colored thing I've ever had. Look at this. Isn't this crazy? Look at that. Shed out, how slick it is. Winter coat, how ugly and fuzzy. That's crazy, isn't it? So we're going to rub on her a little bit and see what we got. And I'll get back with you. All right, I figured out how to put it over there. And I'm going to take this curry comb, or whatever you call that thing, round thing. And after I've got all that on there, I'm being very, very careful. So they seem to like it if you're not rough on them. And all I'm doing is just trying to get all this old winter coat off of her. Hopefully here in Tennessee we won't have much cold left. And go over that with her. Go over that right there with her. Look at all that. Feel better, don't you, Stevie? Huh? And then also, when I do this, when I'm brushing and stuff on them, I kind of use that as an opportunity to get them to do different things for me. As I said, I really don't know what I'm doing. I've learned everything the hard way. And just by watching people. And but a couple of things will make it a little easier for you. So like when I'm brushing her around and everything, I'll try to get her to, I'll take a minute and just get her to pick her feet up and whack around on it a little bit. My son, he's a farrier, and I promise you that he don't really have any complaint about horses. He has complaints about owners that does not fool with their horses and train their horses and get them to where that they'll stand for them. And he's talked bad about me before, and probably more times than he's talked good about me, but that's all right. You know, you got to understand what it is they're looking for too. So, pick it up, baby. So I've been trying. Let me take me just a second. You know, because like I said, my son, he is a farrier, and he's not a horse trainer, but he's a farrier. And I don't know, and I guess I was that same way when we first got horses. Poor Matthew Snyder, he was our first farrier, bless his heart. Now I see what he's talking about. No wonder he told me one time later on that if it wasn't for me and him being good friends, he would have never come to my barn. Because I didn't realize just how much trouble and danger I was putting him in. But I do now. So we try to do that. And take care of that. Look at all that dust. You know this makes them feel better when they're all cleaned off. So, let's got that. Now, like I said, I learned this later on, so I'm actually not even going to brush her mane. I'm just going to run my fingers through it. You do need to make sure, though, that your horse is not kind of allergic to anything you